and welcome to Drama Time! Once again, I have returned from the sweet land of the United States of America, where I spent a good, wonderful vacation with my family. It was amazing. I had so much fun. And now we're back, where we're also having fun, as we have dived into a fully modded and customed. While I was away, the team was working and squirreling away on a mod for RimWorld, which we have been playing for the last few days. It has been a journey of moments of levity mixed with nightmare-induced hellscapes, one of which we just came through, surprisingly, with kind of a net positive, so to speak, is what we went through. And now I feel overconfidence, the likes of which is completely unearned and will likely end in me getting smoked. Well, considering we're already 10 minutes late, we're going to get started pretty early. Let's see what our wonderful Bex has lined up for us today from the wonderful tales you have been sending us from around the world, as you do every single week. And I do encourage you to get your story in. You just send it to us at drama@preachgaming.com with any of the online fun shenanigans you've had with people. That's what we would like to see. And, okay. Bex has put some notes here saying, I think you should read this one because it will enrage everybody because this guy fucked this guy. Okay. Is this not a game one? Bex, the third story. I'm kind of curious about this. Is this not a game one? I'm going to start with this one. There's not the one that's going to rage you, but this doesn't sound like a game one by any means. The Starving Mount. They're all game ones. Okay. The Starving Mount. Interesting. Where's my mouse? Let's go here. Let's go to this one. Spoilers? I'm confused as to what this could be, just based on the little notes that are here. Okay, no names needed for this one, but we... Oh my. Okay. I see some Google foo is going to be needed. I see some Google foo is going to be needed. All right, okay. Let's get started with... the Soul Nibbler is there. We're not using the name in this one. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with examples of the kind of stories that we get sent to us. Mikey! Mike, I have written into you so many times, and you've actually read about 6 or so of my stories. Really? Wow. The last one was about my Burning Crusade guild with the sleepy old boomers, which you described as one of the most wholesome stories you've ever sent in. Was this people falling asleep while raiding because they were so old? They're like 60 or something? Well... I have another one. Although this time, you will have to decide whether this is wholesome or not. You've also mentioned previously that stories don't always need to be Tolkien-esque tomes, and this one should hopefully be relatively short. Yeah, sometimes stories can be anything you want. As long as it's not, filled with nothing, it's fine. Some stories we get are like 20 pages, some of them are like 2 pages. It's entirely what the context is. Recently, I was listening to Drama Time, and one of the tales that you told stirred in my brain, and a shiver ran down my spine. I remembered something that happened many, many years ago that I had probably forgotten about until something similar happened on Drama Time. Mike, we're going to 2015. My little boy was 3 years of age. Now, while my little boy doesn't play World of Warcraft, he has always been interested in it since he was incredibly tiny. So much so that when he was around the age, he had a massive poster of Sindragosa on his wall. And anytime during winter it got frosty, he would say, Sindragosa has been. Is that it? Not slain? Okay, Sindragosa has been. And this was something he still does occasionally now as a joke, but kept up regularly when he was at least 8 or 9 years old. In our house, we have a Christmas tradition, since he was little, of opening the new presents in World of Warcraft every year that we still keep. Do you mean the presents that are in the cities? That makes sense. Although he doesn't call WoW WoW, he has always called it Panda Game. But why, Mike? Why does he not call World of Warcraft WoW? Why does he call it Panda Game? Well, you might, of course, immediately jump to the conclusion that maybe I played a Pandaren character, or he had a Pandaren character to mess around on, but that's not the reason why he calls World of Warcraft Panda Game. I wonder how many of chat or even Preach will guess why he calls it Panda Game. with this single hint. The magic bamboo shoot. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what the magical bamboo shoot is. I don't know what that is at all. That's Panda Pet. Don't know. No idea. Let's find out together. For those of you who might be question marking in the chat of what is the magical bamboo shoot, this was an item that was added to the game during Mr. Pandaria, which has an unusual method of collection and can be obtained in both Stormwind and Orgrimmar. How do you collect it? Well, you go to the area in Orgrimmar or Stormwind with the portals to Pandaria, and you will find a small baby panda, which is called Lulu in Orgrimmar or Meng Meng in Stormwind. If you target them and type /love or a couple of other emotes, you will be given the item, the magical bamboo shoot. And it turns you into a baby panda for 10 minutes. I have no knowledge of this item. I don't think I've even seen somebody be a baby panda. So, when my son was very little, I would get this for him. Turn my character into a little panda, and he would run around Stormwind or Orgrimmar, just enjoying, jumping around, having fun. This was apparently during Mists of Pandaria. Does this item still exist? I have no idea. Okay, so some people have done this. Okay, Ziggs knows about this. Pie Diddley's done this. I have never heard of this, and I don't think I've ever seen someone doing this. I would have thought I would remember someone being a baby panda. Mike, I also want you to know, while if you use this item and go into combat, that you immediately lose the effect. In the past, it only got lost when you got hit. So if you played a ranged class like a hunter, you could have lots of fun zooming about as a baby panda shooting things, as long as you never took damage. So, which story that you recently told sent a shiver down yonder spine? Well, let me take you to 2017. At the age of 5 years old, my son discovered an MMO that was more suited to his interests. He saw it on YouTube, and he thought it was way better than stupid grown-up World of Warcraft. Now, what MMO might that be? Guild Wars, perhaps? Final Fantasy? Something along those lines? Perhaps even Destiny that you could have played on a console? No. My 5-year-old son found YouTube videos and fell in love with Star Stables. All right, I'm having to Google. Star Stables MMO. What in the fuck is Star? I mean, it sounds like horses. Have we looked at this? Was this the horse MMO from a few weeks ago? It totally is. Okay, yeah, it totally is. Star Horses MMO. So if I remember right, when we did our due diligence on this MMO, essentially it's a microtransaction fiesta where you buy different colored horses, and then you could it was the medal one. There was a mafia running, right? They had a cartel, or some person was running some rigged contest to get all the gold medals on their horse. That was the one. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, there was some silly, not a battle pass, but some really expensive crap you could buy to get some nice shiny. For our live viewers, I'll show you a sick screenshot of Star Stables MMO. It's really quite a phenomenal looking beast. As you can see, there's stables, which makes sense, and horses. Like this. It's free, obviously. The saddle pass. Oh, God. Please don't with the puns. Anyway. Mike, this game caused me no end of hassle when he was little. And I wish he had never discovered the power of Star Stables, because it caused so much heartbreak and tears from my sweet, innocent little boy. You're the parent. You know a gacha game when you see one, right? We don't jump balls deep into these games these days without knowing what we're getting into, right? You don't just, let's just put it this way. You don't just go and install Diablo Immortal, do you? You know what you're doing. Let's not pretend. When you click that download button, you know what you're in for. You know. Now, Mike, I'm not an idiot. And in his heartbreak and sadness It wasn't caused by any interactions with just other people finding out that he was a young boy. I never even thought about that, actually. Or even people being mean to him in Star Stable. I made sure to be over his shoulder when he played it. And the reality was people didn't really interact with each other particularly much anyway. In your story of Star Stables, the writer's wife had essentially come up against a whale who had spent a ton of fat cash on multiple accounts. But in this case, the issues happened at the other end of... Oh, it's poor people problems. At the other end of the scale. Okay, we're looking at poor people, free to play. The issues happened because of the free to play experience of this game. As soon as I saw Star Stables, I made a point to my son that that game would never see a single penny from my wallet. I, of course, was working on the assumption that they would lose interest within a day and I would have to think no more about it. But he didn't. He didn't lose interest within a day, my friends. Oh, no. And he went back to it a few times over the years, but I'm quite happy I never gave a goddamn dollar to that goddamn game. This all, of course, happened many years ago, so the details of how the free-to-play model might not be exactly correct now. In Star Stables, you created your character and were able to get access to one single horse in the free-to-play version. There may, of course, have been a way to grind out more, but who the fuck knows and who cares? And you were capped in the level you could get up to and the content that you could play before you started forking over the cash. Many of the quests were stuck behind the monthly subscription, so what you could do for free was pretty limited. Now, it being fairly limited, no problem. The developers aren't making games for free, that we all understand, at least most of us do, but a single mechanic in the game made this the most horrific, terrible experience. Anybody guess? What's the worst? Okay, you're not going to guess it without having played the game. What is the single most abusive, emotional abusive way that you could try and convince people to give you money in horse game? Not cleaning the horse, not feeding the horse, not energy. No. No guesses? Oh, come on. I need a more manipulative chat. I need you to think more like a psychopathic CEO. Cure the horse? No. Horse's age? Mm-mm. Ladies and gentlemen, it is, of course, the happiness of the horse. What if without money, it's a very sad horse? Very sad horse. Of course. Yeah, you've got to really make people cry and give you money. And that mechanic, Mike, I actually don't know how this works, but I just read the next line, was the happiness of the horse. That is horrible. It is. If I'm assuming, I've already filled in the blanks of how this system might work, and it feels horrible. Like you have to buy, I don't know, a certain type of food that increases happiness or something. You can't get that in the free-to-play. You see, Mike, and audience, you had to look after your horse to keep its happiness up. And you had to make sure to feed, water, groom it in order to keep that horse smiling and glorious. The problem, well, being able to keep up with the costs of keeping the horse happy was very difficult because the only quests you could do in the free-to-play version didn't give you enough money to maintain the horse's happiness. So what you would have happen is over the course of the next few days, your horse would descend through different levels of sadness. Now, I'm not talking about a simple smiley face that would go to a flat mouth and then an unhappy mouth. No. Your horse would become debuffed. If your horse gained the debuff super sad, it would take more than a week of straight questing in order to raise its happiness back up to one level to really sad. Wow. Also, let's add in the fact that the happiness of the horse decreased daily if you didn't log in. Oh, that's cruel. So if you had to go away for a weekend or something like that, when you got back, your horse would be really sad that you had not played with it. That's like Tamagotchis. Tamagotchis were like that. It's so shitty in his face. It's just a really shitty thing to do to people. Oh, God. If you didn't log in on the free-to-play daily and do every possible quest over and over again, it was almost impossible for any player to keep your horse happy. Although it was orders of magnitudes worse, of course, in the free-to-play one. Oh, right. Even if you pay them money, it's hard to do? Jesus fuck. This, to me, was very predatory. As if you didn't pay the monthly subscription or buy the game, your horse would just degenerate into sadness and sadness and sadness. And ultimately, you weren't allowed to get a new horse, and your horse would be permanently debuffed with misery. I actually tried to help my son by completing the quest for him when he was at school, but I quickly discovered that it was legitimately impossible to get the horse back to its original starting quality. What made this even worse is it would constantly send you notifications about how miserable and sad your horse was. The horse would endlessly complain about its conditions. Jesus Christ. The people who come up with these games are just like the worst. The absolute worst. Anyway, thank you. That's it. Anyway, thank you for reading. The good news is my son no longer wants to play. That's it. We're just left. So this horse, that's the story. Your horse is just rotting in digital misery somewhere. In just forever digital despair. It turns out if we uninstalled and never checked our email, we no longer found out about how miserable our horse was. And now then he moved on to Roblox and instead started spamming me for Robux instead, which is slightly better than the despair horse. Thanks, Mike. Well, aren't we all feeling good? Don't we all like a good? That's actually just so... I imagine so many people got manipulated by that. That is crazy. That is actually insane. All right. That's brutal. Anyway, now you know. Maybe Fortnite's not that bad. Ooh, the mount's worth $100. That's kind of... What mounts are worth $100? We're going to World of Warcraft. What mounts are worth $100? I know the mounts I have are worth a lot more. Flex. Longboy? Longboy is worth $90. This is more expensive than Longboy. It's got to be that stupid fucking thing that's on the black market auction house, or you got free for logging in or whatever. I found that to be a heartwarming story. Well, peasant. That's because of the way he is. The OG Longboy, if you translated it into tokens, was worth a hell of a lot more. It was worth like $400. I think you're right, Alandra. I think it was about $400 if you didn't just have in-game money. All right, let's see where this goes. Mikey, hello, and hello to the chat from the land of the free and the home of the brave. I am coming to you straight from Team US of A. Mikey, I want to submit a story to the jury. All right, here we go. Raise them. Been a couple of weeks, buddy, but I'm still here. Raise them. Time for our judgment. And once again, I will remind everybody, we do not have an innocent emote. We only have guilty. So, good luck. I need your help. Was this just me being full of hopes and dreams and mounts, or was this the work of a very shitty guild? That sounds like you're just innocent the whole way through. Either you were good or the guild was bad. That seems like a no-lose scenario, which, not particularly good. Mikey, let's go to World of Warcraft. But I want to set the scene for you. I began in Legion. And my journey into Azeroth started all the way back in 2016, nearly 10 years ago. Now, Preacher, I was the worst, as you can imagine. Really, really bad. I couldn't even do a +2 key. Every group I entered ultimately kicked me. I tried over 15 times to complete a +2. How do you fuck up a +2? Like, how is that even possible? You just attack what's in front of you. Like, how the fuck do you... Oh, it could be somebody who was using taunt as a DPS increase. We've seen that too many times. Could be. Could be. I still think back regularly. I wake up in the night at the guy who accused my Frost Elemental as a mage of having taunt on. Rough times, my friends. Rough times. Rough times. Rough times. Sometimes just things happen to you and you're like, I don't even know what to tell you, man. I don't even know how to respond to this. Either way, 15 times I tried to do a +2 and was removed from the group every time. So, I decided that Mythic Plus was dog shit. That's right. It's the system that's broken. That's what it is. It's not you. It's the game. So, instead of spending my valuable $15 dues a month raiding or doing keys, I decided I would become a collector. Oh, there it is. Yay. I decided I was going to collect every collectible in the game without raiding or doing Mythic Plus. Interesting approach. I began by collecting all the pets I could. Then I started collecting all the transmog I could. But then I discovered the real glory. Mounts. I would run the old raids every single week. I would make more and more alts to run the raids more and more. Fuck, I would love to see Blizzard statistics on what people do with their WoW accounts. I think there's probably 1 million+ people who just do old content over and over again. And I don't mean like for an hour a week. I mean all the time. Just relentlessly. Just going round and round and round and round and round and just don't touch any of the current content at all. They just go round and round and round and round and just cycle every reset and do it again. Every single week. I would run raids like the Eye, Firelands, ICC. If it had a cool mount or some cool armor, I would be there. Like the time at the end of Legion when the only Invincible dropped from Arthas. I remember it like it was yesterday. I nearly shit my pants when I saw the rains on the corpse. The achievement flashed in the chat of the cesspool guild that I belonged to. The only chat I saw something along the lines of, "Don't let the GM see that. He's been farming it for years." I'm paraphrasing, of course, it was years ago. I don't remember exactly what they said. That is still to this day one of my favorite memories of WoW. Oh. You see, am I being judgmental? I find that kind of sad. A mount drop from a boss that you can one-clap is like your best memory of WoW. I don't know, man. Am I being judgy there? You think so? Celtic Knight thinks so. There's so many other memories I've had that are like so powerful to me, you know? It just feels like so much strong moments for me of doing stuff that like that are capable with all those people. I don't know. Eventually, though, of course, as we all know, the battle for Azeroth did arrive. I quit 3 weeks in. Jesus Christ. As a collector, why would you quit BFA? Like, your content didn't change, essentially, right? If anything, it became easier. I don't know why the problems of BFA, like Azerite armor and islands and things. Oh, maybe Islands made them quit. Islands was a big collectathon. I don't know what it was, Mike. I just wasn't feeling it. I remember joining my guild's normal raid team for Uldir and my rogue. After 1 hour of raiding, they gave up. Because they said we didn't have the DPS. Oof. Not got the DPS for normal mode. Unlucky. I sat out the rest of the expansion until the very end when I decided I would come back because Ny'alotha looked amazing. It also helped, of course, that a pandemic swept across the planet, so I had a lot of free time on my hands. I actually joined an actual Ahead of the Curve guild on my Blood Death night, and that is where I met my former GM, and still great friend to this day, Crooker. Crooker also played Blood DK. We had a lot of fun with our double Blood DKs with corruption, and to this day, it's still probably the best time I've had in WoW. I hear that a lot, and I didn't feel it. Everybody with their Twilight fucking whatever it's called, all the corruption stuff. I was so out of the game at that point. I was done. I was full done when you could get all the corruption stuff. I was long out of it. And everybody else tells me they had the best time. I hear it all the time. It's like how exciting the 0.3 patch was of that tier. And I was like, I was full out of it. I didn't buy any corruption, I don't think. I was just so burnt and so fucking fried. I didn't want to touch it. Okay, where were we? It was the best time I had in WoW. Going into the Shadowlands, though, we decided we were going to take the game seriously. No more jokes. No more fucking around. We are going mythic with an F. We had a new raid leader, a new guild name, a new guild attitude. I thought to myself, the Shadowlands. Seeing that cutscene, seeing the sky crack above the tower. Shadowlands was going to be the most kick-ass expansion that has ever existed. And I was going to be right there, pushing mythic progress with my boys. Now, hey, to be fair, we all thought Shadowlands was going to be really good, right? You don't do 2 back-to-back bad expansions. That's never happened before. During all this time, I, of course, kept up with my obsessive collecting. Those boxes weren't going to fill themselves, my friends. I got the Firelands mounts, several Warfront mounts. Jesus Christ, I don't even know how you get Warfront mounts, but I don't want anything to do with it. The Cataclysm dungeon mounts. I even got the Ashes of Alar. Now, one day, me and Crooker were playing World of Warcraft together. I don't remember how the conversation started, but we started shooting the shit about mounts. It was at this point that I had to flex that I had Invincible. Now, I want to remind you all, Crooker was my friend. Long-time friend. His attitude changed immediately. He was pissed. Not in like a funny, oh, go fuck yourself kind of way. Crooker was mad at me. Legitimately, straight up, angry at me. He said he'd been playing the game since the Burning Crusade. He had farmed it every opportunity he could since it has existed. And he still doesn't have it. Now at this... Alright, I need to put out a statement. This is not my fault. At this point, Mike, I had started watching your videos and your live stream. Okay, like... So while he was notably getting very angry with me and I could tell he was serious, the only thing I thought to say was, well, have you tried getting good, mate? That's not my fault, right? Like, there's a delivery, okay? There's a delivery that comes with it. People know I'm joking most of the time, but like... It doesn't work, say, if you're German or something like that. It doesn't come across right. You need to be from Manchester, and even then, it doesn't work 100% of the time. You gotta get it right. He responded in the most deadpan, serious way I had ever heard Crooker speak to me. I'll have you know, I have run ICC every single week for literally years. Yes, I have tried getting it. Now, I hate this. I hate this so much. This put into perspective just how lucky I got with my mount drops. It made me realise it wasn't skill, but luck that, of course, had gifted me with one of the coolest mounts in the games. And all I could think of is something that you used to say all the time, Mike. So I replied, get fucked. Don't you... If this guy... You said he's still... Get fucked. Again, it's the delivery. It's you got to contextualize it, right? Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's go to the Shadowlands then, and the veil has been pierced. I've made my fucking meaningful choice on my balanced druid, and we're off to gear for the raid, apparently. Oh, Jesus Christ. We ran dungeon after dungeon until the day came. The gates of Castle Nathria creaked and cracked, and open they became. Sire Denathrius awaited us atop his lofty keep. There we stood, Shriekwing in front of us. This was it. My new guild was about to shine. We had built this team, custom built, with Mythic as our goal, and Mythic is where we belonged. The timer was set. Consumables consumabled. Spells began to precast. Thrice, twice, uno. We wiped to normal Streetwing for over an hour. How? Did you not turn the boss around or something? I don't even know how it's possible. Like, I want to watch it. I legitimately, like, send me a video of this raid because I need to know how it's possible to die to a basic sack of health for an hour. Like, what did normal Shriekwing even do? I'm not being toxic. I just don't understand how that's possible. It breathes and then it runs around, right? It just had blood puddles on the floor. Like, even if you fill the room with blood, you can still kill normal Shriekwing. Unless you'd like... I mean, sure, if your healers just aren't healing and your tanks aren't tanking, yeah, it's still a raid boss. It'll just run around and kill everybody. But, like, sure, you've got those basics intact, surely. That's the way. I don't get it, and I need to see it. Needless to say, our guild revealed itself to be utter dog shit. We spent weeks on normal mode, while other guilds were already doing mythic. We continued to torture ourselves in normal until the world-first mythic Sidanathrius kill was done, and we had not yet reached normal Stone Legion generals. Sort of GG's for sticking with it. I can't give you credit for that. At least you, like, stuck with it. It's not dark. At least they, like, stuck it out. You've got a cohesive team working together, I suppose. But a savior came our way. It was announced that Ulduar was going to receive the time-walking treatment. And because our guild was so bad, it was shown that it was worth using our raid nights to run time-walking Ulduar for gear. No way. Do you guys not... There's no way. There's no fucking way. Do you guys, like, not do Mythic Plus or anything? There's no fucking way. Like, time-walking gear is, like, heroic gear, right? I mean, it makes sense now why they're wiping to normal Shriekwing if they're rocking greens and stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong. Ulduar time-walking is a fun raid. But I was obviously pretty frustrated with this guild. Oh, it was normal mode raid gear? I don't know. I've honestly never heard of this approach. Is this a new strat? I'll pass it on to Liquid and Echo so they know what's going on. I want to make a side note here, Mike. I did end up leaving, but that was a story for another day, and I'll keep that for a different time. Okay. So he's let us know he does eventually leave, but it's not what's going to happen in this story. The bosses in Ulduar fell one after another. Melted, in fact. It helped that time walking wasn't exactly one-to-one with how Ulduar used to be. Eventually, we worked our way to Freya and her sprawling plains. Freya we killed with no issue. Everyone crowded around the chest to get their loot. I opened the chest, and there was something that I really didn't expect. A dragon. I didn't remember a dragon being on the loot table. Is there? I don't remember a dragon in Ulduar. Some of your chat are probably working it out. I was indeed blessed with another incredibly rare mount drop. I got the 1 in 4,000 chance of the Infinite Time Reaver. What even is that? All I could say was, ooh. Like the other mounts before, I got an achievement. Oh, it's personal looted? Lol. The chat lit up. This time I was in a Discord call of about 20 people. I was also able to trade it to anyone in the raid. To which people started saying, this should be a raid drop. I don't believe so. I am thoroughly in the camp of no, it's not. That loot went to you. It's a lucky drop. It's not gear. It's yours. Yeah, I like Isaac's approach. The personal loot is a loot roll, and I won it. It's already done. It happened instantaneously, and I already got it. Yeah, I don't think if you get a lucky rare mount drop, it should be traded. The only time I've traded those mounts is to Crusher, who's a serious mount collection. So I got like crackers or something from Freehold. I gave him that. I gave him Brutasaur. Shit like that. Like, I don't care. I'm not interested. I don't care about mounts. But that's my choice. That's my loot to trade, right? The guild descended into a war. The process that this went through, though, might annoy some of you. So I'm going to take you through what happened. While I was looking at the mount in my bags, a trade window opened from the raid leader. I had not received a message yet. That is a bold move to just open the trade window. That is a bold move, and that ain't happening. Ain't no way. Then, as people started to get excited, they started rolling in the chat. Okay, so what happened there is one person rolled, and then just everybody started rolling. Like it was, they didn't even listen. They had no idea what was going on. But you know, in World of Warcraft or any game, if somebody rolls, everybody rolls. They don't even know what it's for. It's like if I say type exclam competition or exclam win. It's just spammed endlessly in the chat for all day. Exclam win. Yeah, there you go. Exclam win. Everybody's in. Nobody knows what it's for. It could be for something you don't want, but there it is. The next thing that made me interested as I closed the trade window was really interesting. A new trade window opened, and then in the window I saw a 1 and a lot of zeros following. It stopped at 1 million gold. I then made a mistake. I said, is this million for the mount? And then my guild started outbidding each other. At the point it hit 2 million gold from the people in the chat, my friend Crooker piped up. Crooker said, fuck that, I will give you 100 IRL dollars for the mount. And our Discord fell silent. $100. What's the conversion rate? Who's been buying tokens lately? Is it wrong that I kind of prefer the 2 mil that I can use for the next few expansions? Is it wrong? I don't know how much you get for that, but 100k is about... I kind of think the 2 mil's a better deal. It is, right? Give you 2 mil any day? I think the 2 mil is a far... Yeah, 2 mil is more. Like, way more. And I can use that for a long-ass time. Yeah. I sat there. $100, I thought, for pixels. Not a bad trade. $100 can buy me many things, I thought. But then I got the whisper from Crooker. I'm just letting you know that this is my absolute favorite mount in the game. Oh, fuck. Drink my blood. Fuck off. No, it's not. No, it's not. You fucking sappy bollocks. You see, you had a good thing going, and now you've blown it because I just don't believe you at all. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Yeah, like just full of shit. No, it's not. No one goes, ooh, my favorite mount in the game is the Infinite Time Reaver. I've never even fucking heard of that shit. What are you talking about? He then followed it up with, this is the mount that I've wanted the most in the whole game. Please, please let me have it. I am so not taking that deal. $200, you see, I got to think like you sure a little bit. All right, $200. Show me the fiber of your fabric. Really want it, do you? How much do you want it? Like, really? If your initial bet is $100, where's the ceiling on this? Now, he was my friend, and I could tell... What a gimp. Oh, Jack. What a fucking gimp. I could tell the mount meant a lot to him. And I sat there thinking back to all the mounts that I had that he didn't. I had Invincible. I had Ashes of Allah. Maybe, given the look that World of Warcraft had bestowed upon me, it was time for me to share in that look. I mean, after all, I could probably get it to drop again. No, man. No, I don't... Fuck you, Bex. Like, this is terrible. Fuck you, Bex. So, I closed the trade window. I faced his character with all sincerity in the world. And then I remembered your stream, Mike. I learnt the mount in front of him. The groans I heard from Discord were so fucking funny. And to top it off, you can mount it in Freya's area. So I hopped right on, and then I thought back to my famous stream saying, get fucked. Don't put this on me. I trade mounts. Don't put this on me. Get fucked. I'm not having it. Get fucked. I've done shit. I've literally done nothing. I don't even get lucky mounts. I haven't got any lucky mounts. I haven't got any. Get fucked. Now, eventually that guild collapsed because they were dog shit, obviously. And with Shadowlands shitting the bed so hard, pretty much everyone quit the game. Even Crooker. Now, I ended up coming back in Dragonflight. But Crooker has not returned. He didn't, like, unfriend me. We're still friends to this day. We keep up to date on each other's lives and hop on the occasional Discord call. Sometimes I do look back to that night and I think, maybe I should have taken that $100. But then, I wouldn't be able to do the joke that I do regularly and have under my Discord profile about Crooker being time reaverless and poor. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dig it. Timeless and poor. Or send him a DM. And those thoughts go away when I giggle to myself. I hope you enjoyed our little tale for this Friday. And preach! Although I don't really care about your judgment, you can go and get fucked, I imagine. I'm curious to know, does your audience think I'm guilty? And Crooker, if you end up hearing my story, I only 2 words for you. Poor. And time reaverless. Thank you, Preach, and much love. You're not guilty. No, it's yours. Keep it. It's absolutely yours. You're a mount collector. You should keep your rare mounts. But don't put that bullshit on us over here. Us over here in the PG community are good people. And we don't do that. The amount of times that I tell RL friends that they are somethingless and poor and they don't understand. I really hope you guys aren't going around and telling your IRL friends they're poor, right? They're not going to get it. They're like, what the fuck? You're like, you're poor. You fucking poor. Get away. Just my boss. I am. Tell her poor. Oh, Jesus fuck. All right. Well, that's it for today. I need to go clean the kitchen after we made delicious tacos. We made our delicious tacos today. Thanks to Chris's little cooking challenge. But we'll probably be streaming either tomorrow or Sunday, something like that. And we've got game night coming. We made some, I mean, they were soft shell tacos, we'll call them, but basically little mini fajitas. No, Chris feels good. I feel good. I'm going to go clean the kitchen and be a good boy. And I'll let you know on the tweeter machine what the hell's going on. But it's been a wonderful first week back. I've had an absolute blast. It's been great. And we're going to be aiming to finish and leave the planet of RimWorld by Wednesday because, of course, ton of FF14 content coming then. And we want to be doing all that kind of stuff before we dive into our next project, which you guys will never guess what it is. And, of course, if you missed the announcement, I am going to be in a MasterChef-style cooking challenge live on Twitch in a couple of weeks. I don't know what I'm cooking. I don't know who I'm... Well, I do know who I'm against, but I'm not allowed to tell you. But I will be in that situation. It's going to be a ton of fun, and you'll get to see it live here on Twitch. It's going to be great. But other than that, at absolute worst, I'm back on Monday morning. All right? I'm back on Monday morning. So I'll see you then. From me and the team, thank you for a wonderful week. See you soon. Bye, guys.